Cannes is a different vibe. It's not about the red carpet alone.
I have seen a lot of rapid growth in the South cinema.
It's a wrong notion, I think. South has been suddenly found a stardom. No.
It was always there.
Recently, I shifted to Chennai. I shot a movie. They scrapped the 40 days of work to achieve the success.
We as an audience in India are also not so mature to see the art.
We are the people who made Tare Zaman Par hit. Same people only appreciated a movie like RRR.
What advice you will give to a young boy who just came out of the college?
I say,
So thank you for being part of Impact Stories. So my first question is about your journey. How you started in the industry and how you, all the from the scratch, from the college and everything, how you began your career in the industry also.
okay. So I came from a small village. We don't even have a telephone in our village. We had to go to the post office to make a phone call. Trunk booking and those kind of village. So I came from the village, and my brother liked photography, and he used to take a lot of photographs at home, and he used to process it at home only, and print it and give it to us. And I was the last kid. I'm the seventh kid at home. He was the first one. So there's a lot of age difference. So when he was about to go to college, I was born. That kind of difference. The sense he was double promoted that time because he was a very brilliant student. So they double promoted him. By the age of 13 or 14, he finished his whole final and went to college, finished his degree. Then we went to Film Institute. While he was studying in the Film Institute, and the second year, he came in between the holidays. He went and shot a film, which won a national award. So he was one of those, child prodigy kind of guy those days, in 1970s. He was Jaya Bachchan's Shatrughan and Danny. They were all his classmates. So his batchmates. And so that was the period I was growing up. So he went to Pune Film Institute, studied there. That time I was in the village. And when he came for holidays, he used to carry this American Cinematographer magazine. The cameras lying down at home. So and that was the 70s, was the revolution of French New Wave cinema. And Godard, Truffaut, and all this, Fellini, all these names were introduced to us in the village. So that's a thing. So, and also one of my friends, when he was, say, 13, 14 itself, we used to go to he was so fascinated about the projector, the theatre. During theatre means one tent, thatch roof tent, and there's a screen. They put sand on the ground, and that is the cheapest ticket. And they put benches. Then they put some sofas and chairs. That is the seating arrangement. The theatre called Gayatri Theatre, and this boy used to go there to see the projector. And he was so fascinated that projector operator is an old guy. So he called him to help and let him see through the glass. So he started doing the job. Then the man, I think, passed away, and the job has been given to him. So he knew how to load the film and all. So I, as a friend of his, I used to go to the theatre, watch the film till we used to watch the film till interval because I had to come back home. So they'll catch me. So I used to go there and sit there and watch the film. And those days the film used to, because of the heat, it will melt sometime. And the arc lights were there. It used to be hot. So we used to remove the shirt and stand because it's very hot inside because of the arc lamp and there, like a furnace. So that film will get, entangled and all, sometime burn, and theater audience will scream. We used to cut the thing. I used to put the slides, put some music. When this is ready, you will load it again. You'll start the, like a rewind wheel, little rewind, and start the story because the flow has gone to the audience. Like that, I was growing up in this kind of milieu. And we used to take that film strip, that small strip, and put it on a cardboard board and stick that film. And we used to take this bulb and break the filament, fill water. That act like a lens. So we used to put it in a permanent place. And we used to put in the central courtyard, we used to put that mirror. And put the sunlight will come in the central courtyard of the house. And we used to project it on the home on a dhoti. So, and we used to write the dialogues of the scene. So we'll tell the dialogues like a dramatic thing. Now, imagine that time there's no TV. So your favorite actors, say Rishi Kapoor or Mr. Bachchan or MGR, Shivaji, those Rajinikanth, Kamal Haasan, all these people, picture is coming in your house wall. That's a different feel. I can't explain that. I don't think you can understand that. Because you are all seeing you all see those things in your hand. If 10 years back somebody says, you can see a movie on your phone, you'll laugh. Nobody like that. Before Doordarshan came, we saw the slides at home. So sometimes the cloud comes, the sunlight will go. So the projection will go. Other side of the light should not come. So you used to put a bedsheet, thick bedsheet, and clip it so that only light comes through that. So that we'll get a darker afternoons. This used to be a Sunday hobby for us. And we got hold of some Super 8 camera and all those things, and we shot and processing it. We did all those things. Later, when I was in college, I moved to city, and I was staying with my brother, who was that time very big cinematographer. So that time, I met all these biggest actors in initial days. Malayalam actors like Mammootty, Mohan. I used to meet them in my brother's place. They're beginners, and my brother was already a big DP, award-winning DP. So he used to take me for all premieres and all this. So naturally, this getting used to it. So those days, what happens is there's no color correction. What is showed, what you get, that's all. You can't color correct it. You can color correct it to a point, not, you can't put a window and deepen the wall. Skin tone you can't change, you can't clean up. You have to light it properly. So, and you as a DP, people used to respect you because you are the decision maker of the color, costume color, everything. Now everybody tells, even top to bottom, everybody is giving an opinion because of this.
Okay. So I meet a lot of young guns, and they always talk about how to have minimum gears with them and how to shoot how to look for the bigger picture. They have minimum equipment. How to approach that they should get a, what do you call, what do you call it? Like how they can do their best with the minimum thing. If they have limited gears, right? But still they want to do a film.
The thing is, what tool you have, how much light you have is not a thing. How you are telling a story is the important thing. Shooting without light is not a big deal. Anybody can do it. Nowadays, with digital, you switch on, the imagery will come. I shot 2-3 films like that. There's a movie called Hopa Ram with, Nasruddin Shah. What we and Solani Kulkarni, what we did is we bought some tube lights and China balls, put the lights. In the tube lights, we put it on a PVC water pipe, and we put the tube light inside, tied it. We made a slit open so that the light will not spread everywhere. And we shot in the house, road and all those things. No generator, nothing. No lighting crew. So we finished the film in 19 days. So you can do the film. That's there on Netflix.
We are just saying that people who give excuses about their limited gears and this thing.
And that's an excuse, I would say. If somebody gives you 200 or 300 HMAs, doesn't mean you can light like Emmanuel Levinsky or Janusz Kaminski or Roger Deakins. You're not going to do it. It's a personal taste.
So if you have worked with both the industries, right? South and also obviously the Bollywood also. So what is the major difference you find in both the industries?
See, I worked in two types of films in Hindi, whereas initially the assistant director used to be growing up with the director from the scripting stage, like in South. Like, they all grown up with the script, right from the initial idea to the final output. So they all have their characters in their mind. And when an actor comes and do a different, approach, it changes.
This is the limitation you see.
Yeah.
And what about this South? They always figure out.
See, in South, what happens is say Pushpa or a film like RRR. In the writing process itself, the assistants are growing up with the director. They are together. The journey is together. So they may take 2 years to write. The 2 years, the ADs will be following the director and discussing, working, seeing locations. All these things happen. So these guys are grown up with the story. When the director is directing a scene, they will come and, tell the director, sir, this character should not do it because in the scene later he is going to do this. So this character should not reveal this. They will all argue with the director. They'll appreciate the performance, or they know it's like, it's not you come here, you want to finish the scene, go to the next scene. It's not like that. So it's filmmaking. It's not the finishing the film. There are two ways of looking at the film.
They only think about getting.
No, there is making the film or finishing the film. Finishing the film means you take the budget in that a certain time, you finish the film. Then you think you have made the film. While making the film, you enjoy the process, you correct it, fight over it, sleep over it, go home, reshoot. All these things should happen. Because, it's like when you're writing something, you're not going to write in full flow. You write it, you feel it's not right, then you strike something. Why you're correcting? This is what my story, this is my poetry. Or when you're doing a painting, whatever you paint, you are not even correcting, you just one flow you are not giving. It's not a hurry-burry, you are doing things.
What do you feel? I have seen a lot of rapid growth in the South cinema. Rapid growth. Recently, they are making
it's a wrong notion, I think. What do you mean by rapid?
Rapid
South-
means I've
South-
seen recently,
South has been always a big industry, and
but there's few films which came
no,
out which is a grand.
initially all Hindi films used to be processed in the shot in South. So that is a wrong notion. South has been suddenly found a stardom. No,
It was always
it
there.
was always there. It produced the biggest music director.
So why people are these days saying, okay, South is
Because of the OTT. So the OTT broke the pandemic came. It broke the barrier of the language. So people started appreciating good cinema because the other language. Somebody said in the Instagram, somebody said, "Did you watch that Malayalam film Kilukkampetti Nights?" So everybody jumped and watched, and they all word of mouth. They become popular film. There are many good Malayalam films been made before or even after Kilukkampetti Nights or whatever it is. The thing is, now there's a film called Manjimal Boys, collected some 250 crores with all newcomers and all. Then how it is working? There's another movie called Premalu. It again became a blockbuster from Malayalam industry. So they do different kind of films. Basically, what I'm trying to say is this was there all the time.
we figure out later.
Now, see, Roja was a big hit. Bombay is a big hit. So it's not that South film never ran out. Likewise, in Chennai or Kerala, Dilwale or other films are not hits. They're not as big as a hit across the world in South. So it is only in Hyderabad, maybe it will run a little more than, Tamil Nadu and Kerala and all that. So because they are happy with their own content. Now, all things broke because of OTT. People recognize actors in different talents now with open arms. That is what opened up. Now, the biggest films like KGF or Bahubali or RRR, because of the effort they put in, not because of just like that. The films are not made in 6 months' time. They spend 2-3 years.
You were talking about one of the scenes also.
Yeah. 2 years, 3 years they worked on the film. So 2 years, 3 years they put so much effort to do a scene, film like with love and care. They shoot it. They are not happy. They reshoot it, portion of it, redo it, re-edit it. That freedom they have as director. Here, what happens in Indian cinema, after I was also part of that revolution, after Lagan and Dil Chahta Hai, this first AD system started. It was basically designed to run the set efficiently. That is a very good point. And they are producers friendly first ADs. So that film will finish as per schedule because they'll do all the groundwork and question the director if he's slow and all those things. But they're emotional less people. They don't watch the films which they're working. They finish the project, they go away. And they don't go for post. So post is done by another team. So that how can a director let it go? How can the ADs let it go? Because they're not involved in the story. They are producers person who runs the production, time, management, all these things only they're doing. They are not bothered about whether the director has got the scene right, whether that scene is completely with the correct emotion. They don't. So director has become more and more lonely person, fight the battle of this in
Is it the reason you're working more toward the South, not in the Bollywood?
I've shot more films in Hindi than South.
Recently, I'm talking about.
Recently, I shifted to Chennai to shoot more of South films because I find they make really good films and they're not compromising on anything. If the scene doesn't work, they reshoot it I shot a couple of last year, previous year. I think I shot a movie which is they shot for 45 days. They felt it's not working for them, and they scrapped the film. Then they called me, "Can you come and work in this film?" I went and shot it. It became a blockbuster. We shot 57 days. We finished the film, but they scrapped the 40 days of work to achieve the success.
Why is it not about the cost also? Because cost is
What is
also
the cost? There's no guarantee. Half the film is not even collecting. So what is the cost?
You were talking about also the recent films also in the Bollywood.
No. I'm saying, what is the cost? Cost is, you are trying to give a project. Why are you thinking in that line as a director?
This is not your job, you're saying.
That's producer's job, no? Let him worry about it. See, when you make a film, you're creating immortal imageries. So if you made a bad film, you made a bad film, period. You can't change it once it's out of your hand. If you make a one good film, like a Rang De Basanti or a Sholay or a
Iconic film.
iconic film like a Dil Chahta Hai, one film will carry his legacy for many years. See, 20 years later also we are talking about Dil Chahta Hai. Maybe a lot of young boys wouldn't have even seen that. I'm saying, still, Dil Chahta Hai make an impact when you show it to people. Even now. That's what I'm saying.
People give examples of the film also.
That's exactly I'm saying. So many scenes been repeatedly. So it's like Godfather. People keep copying Godfather.
So let's talk about I have a very interesting question for you. Let's talk about this award thing. I've seen a lot of good people working in the industry don't get their bit of awards which they should get. Like talk about the Filmfare also. I think the people who are working really hard don't get what they deserve.
See, what it means to you, certain award, that's what I want to know. See, I got few awards, 3-4 Filmfare Awards are, totally some 47, 48 awards are there. But the award is for the previous year film, not the film which you are doing now. So whenever I come with an award, my wife used to say, this is for your last year film. Now whatever you're doing, shoot properly. That is what important she says. Award is just a pat on our back. So if you are expecting an award and making a film, it's judged by, I've been in many award committee as a jury, and 90% of them not even watch any of the films. They'll come and ask you sometime, what do you think editor who can give? What do you think? Technical and you'll deal. We'll deal the acting part. Guy will say I'll act. Over the phone. They never watch any of the film. Earlier they used to send us DVDs to watch, only for award reference. They all come. It's been lying. Nobody has seen it. So its awards are decided in
such a way.
What do you think? This camera is good? Okay, we'll buy that. Like that it is. Opinion, they're not even judging. Nobody has seen the other films to say that is lower. So, for example, Dil Chahta didn't get a nomination.
Surprisingly.
Filmfare Award nomination we didn't get.
That's what my question is.
So what I'm saying is, that doesn't mean people don't remember the film. Now, somebody came and took, if you Google it, you can see 20 frames from Dil Chahta Hai, iconic frames. And for the 20th year. So they interviewed me, how it is shot, what is the favorite shots on the 20 frames. I said, do you know what is the film, which film won Filmfare Award or National Award that year? They said, no. That's a award for me. Those films,
they don't even remember.
They don't even remember, doesn't exist in the audience mind or press people's mind. Even, they don't even remember their own award. Committee has given some award that film they don't remember. And they remember Dil Chahta Hai, which was not nominated for cinematography. and taking frames after 20 years, saying it's an iconic frame. And even now I get a lot of posts on Instagram about Dilshad or whatever good films I have done. So my name is Khan or Black or those kind of films. The thing is, you do your work sincerely,
Everything will follow.
everything will follow.
You asked me a very interesting question that time. That do you remember any of the costume designer of RRR? Yeah. And then you asked me again the same question. Do you remember any costume designer of this film of Bollywood? And I say Manish Malhotra might be the one. So why people in the South don't care about these things, which is the bigger name is coming up? They don't even believe that the good work should be there.
I think the Vanity took the front seat in this cinema.
Vanity, yeah.
Yeah. So what happens is, people start believing costume makeup is the most important thing than the script writing to make a film. That is good for a still photography, maybe fashion.
Yes.
Not for a movie. See, it's all costume, makeup, editing, sound recording, cinematography, all of them to help the director to tell the story, not to stand out. So, if you take a film, who is the least paid? Maybe an editor or a sound guy, designer. They're the most important people, crucial to make their film in another level. And they will not get paid. All of us will not even get paid as closest to a costume designer. That's the most ridiculous thing. So how can, I remember I was shooting one TV commercial. That still photographer is a friend of mine. He said, I think, boss, you are in a wrong profession. I said, why? So you work so hard, this is the amount you're getting paid. He was getting paid 10 times more than me to shoot on a white background, which his assistant will light it. And so I said, but when you die, they don't remember this stills, this picture which is shot in the white background. They'll remember my pictures for a longer time. So that has got more life. See, if Ramesh P walks in, we all get up because he has made Sholay. Yes. Gurudev has passed away long ago, but we respect him, still respect. Even now, a few days back, Mr. Maniratna was telling Pyasa, look at the film. Like, as Sanjay Leela Vansali talks about,
The amount of impact they have.
Influence the life for your art stays for longer. Like, 50 years later also we are still talking about Godfather. Why we are talking about it? Because those films are immortal. So if you take a iconic still, like Enricote Brazon, then people remember. If you take a fashion still, you might make more money, you may buy a fancy car. That doesn't mean you're equal or anything. We are different, right?
So one more important question. Once you get the project, any of the new project you get, what is your approach to deal with it?
First, I'll buy new clothes. So I have a thing, every film, I'll throw all my old clothes. Throw means I'll give it away to somebody. And when they give advance, first thing I'll go and buy new clothes.
Okay.
Shoes, socks, everything new. So that when I go to the film set, I'll feel fresh about it. Every day you're taking tag, you remove it, wear it and go. I go to the export reject shops and buy it in a bulk, 10 shirts or 20 shirts, 15 pants, buy it from the export reject shop so that you don't unnecessarily waste money on a fancy, altogether some 20,000 rupees, 30,000 rupees you can buy. But for me, when you get up and take a fresh wear a new shirt and go to the set, you feel, fresh. So, and I also work with normally I work with the different directors. I don't know if you see my career, I worked with, probably I'm the one cameraman who's worked with many directors, like, say from Sudhir Misra, Nandita Das, Aditya Chopra, Karan Johar, Farhan Akhtar, Rakesh Roshan, Kunal Kohli, Siddharth Anand,
Most of them.
Priyadarshan, Murugadas, Shankar, Maniratnam, Sanjay Leela Bansali, you name it, I worked with everybody there. And, Karan Malhotra. So many directors I worked with. And you learn many things from them, because each one is approaching a film in a different way. For example, Maniratnam sir shoots very, very quickly and he shoots in real location. He doesn't like sets. He always shoots on real location. He wants to capture the light, texture, dust, and wind, rain, all those things. Whereas Sanjay Leela was the straight opposite. Is completely inside the set. Everything is, in his control. He doesn't want let the nature take the control. So he works in a different pace. So I shot a movie called Yuva, whereas I shot 40 setups to 50 setups a day and 60, 75 shots a day. Here you come to black. Next, that film packed up, I just landed in back set. 3-4 hours lighting, or in a day, 2-3 shots only we shot.
Right.
So that's a different approach. There's nothing wrong with it. Each one has got a different rhythm of working style. But what I'm saying is, what is your output is the thing. So when you roll the camera, you're making it immortal, that imagery. That is a very tricky thing. Because you shoot badly, all your life it's there. I remember when I shot Virasat first day, Pooja Batra's first film also. As a telephoto shot, they both will be walking in the paddy field.
Yes.
The focus was out. So I told Priyan one more. Again, we took it. Again, the focus was out. Again, I was still in the focus properly. Then I'm taking one more. Priyan said, no, I will not use this fully. This much only focus is, that's fine. And there's no video assist to show him. Only I can say. I was saying, he said the girl's first day, she'll get nervous. We'll reshoot this shot later. But he didn't reshoot it. I won Filmfare Award, my first Filmfare Award for it. I won many awards for that particular film. But when I say Virasat, that out focus shot comes to me like that. Because I couldn't correct it. He didn't reshoot it. So when you're talking about on any of my film, I know what mistakes I made. That is what comes to me. So I always feel somebody will find out that I shot badly or something like that.
So once you be on the ground, once you go for the shoot and everything, what are the practices you don't like these days? Once you're on the ground for shooting and everything, once you're shooting, what are the practices you don't like on the set?
See, now because of digital, we tend to overshoot now. We are not even bothered about shooting it precisely, because we put 5 cameras, 6 cameras, like a big boss house we are shooting. So it looks ugly, bad. So it happens.
Yeah, you don't like it.
I don't like it. The greatest films are still being shot on single camera, like Oppenheimer or Roger Deakins. All films shot with one single camera. He shot even Skyfall with a single camera, unless some action sequence. Rest of the dialogue he only operated. That is the only film won an Oscar nomination in the 50 years of Bond. So there's a payoff. Also.
I saw your pictures. You went to Cannes also, right? You must have met a lot of old cinematographers, celebrated cinematographers. What are the learnings you bring back home? That I met someone. You can.
Cannes is a different vibe. So it's not to watch films alone. You meet everybody is a film lover. Serious cinema has been played. It's not the regular commercial films alone. It's not about the red carpet alone. People, you go there, it's a different vibe. So, eh, and it can distract you from a Indian commercial filmmaking. Suddenly you'll become very arty. You think, these films are not good. You know, I'll make a film which is going to win an Oscar. That's what you'll plan. Because that can trouble you like that. You should not fall into the trap. Like, because if you go abroad, you have bread and jam and, black coffee and come back. You don't throw your chapatis or idlis, dosas out and say, I'm going to be eating bread. This is our culture. Music is our way of telling stories. So why you're copying an international? There's no point. You go there, watch the film, meet the people and come. You don't have to make an arty film which people don't want to see and the producers lose money. What is the deal? And you are not even winning a Khan entry also. 40 years later, one Indian film has been, in the main selection. So, going to any festival, you can learn. You open your eyes, you can learn, you can meet many people, you can hear many stories, interesting conversations you can have with a great minds. I recently met Alfonso Cuarón, who came to Chennai. We are talking about how he shot Roma. I asked him, why did you suddenly become a cinematographer? And first film he did as a cinematographer and won in camera match and in Oscar. That's an incredible achievement because you're doing your first film. See, we have all of us have digital camera. Why you're not able to control that much? So I asked him, why you choose to shoot on 60mm? Because the film is indoor, it's not a spectacular film. So he said, he always shot with only wider lenses, 18 and 21. That is the major lens he used in all his film. Secondly, his DP was Shivo, Emmanuel Levinsky. He said, I'm not free these days. I can do some test and show you. And he insisted you should shoot on 60mm. Then he put 60mm, shot in full open exposure, 2:8, and it was looking very bad. There's no sharpness, nothing. Then he wanted to shoot on 5:6 exposure. That means more depth. Sharper image he got. And then he said, okay. But he was doing very extremely soft light. Naturalistic looking soft light. But the light is not reaching the actor where they're sitting. And so he thought how to do it. So he thought, take the light closer to the actor, light it and shoot it with the light in the frame. Then he removed it in post. So that is an idea I never thought of. He was telling. So this conversation is spark ideas. That's what I'm trying to say. So I never thought, this. Then I asked him why you pan the whole film as one, right to left panning is that slow pan, camera moves. So he said, what to do this? It had only two good lenses. It's a wide lens. So when he put the wide lens, I see everything. So somebody is walking, going, they're saying some dialogue, happens. So he thought, I shouldn't cut close to them. So when they're moving, you follow the camera. Then next thing, it was a slow pan so that they won't miss the action. And also he was working with the young actors and actors. He never told the crew or the art director or a producer. Nobody got the script or the story. Nobody knew. He went there. He said, I want furniture like this. They got it. What is these characters are doing? He didn't tell them. Not to the production design, not to the art director, nothing. So he, go to the set, and he shot in chronological order. If somebody car comes and get down, that is the first shot he was shooting. That is how he shot the entire film. So he tell, suppose 4 of us are there, each character separately will tell the thing. This guy will say like this guy will come, that is your father. Kids, you behave. If somebody makes a mistake, he'll change the position. He'll tell the kid, he'll say this, but you go to the fridge and take something and reply. Like that, he never gave script. He made the lines to the actors differently and let them do their own thing. Like that we are shooting, which is incredible. For these kind of ideas or thoughts will come, you'll come to know when you go and meet these great minds in the festivals. That is what it is useful.
But we should not forget our own beauty also of the cinema.
You should not get influenced by that film and
You should learn.
come and,
Try to make
make one producer power. So it's better to make a story on your own. If it works, it's a work. But why we are making a story?
Do you think this that we as an audience in India are also not so mature to see the art also?
No, that's a wrong concept. We see art. We are the people who made a Tare Zaman Par hit. Rang De Basne kind of film hit. It's not they're hating and tone that people flying and all. So same people only appreciated a movie like RRR or Bahubali and all, because if the KGF, all these films made well, so the people appreciate it. But the South industry and this Bollywood industry and all, we can't compare, and also it was always like most of the technicians are from different languages only. So we all here to tell stories, but some film people connect, some stories people don't connect. It's like Rajinikanth or Shah Rukh Khan magic. You say Mr. Bachchan. When you see them in personal life also, there is some aura about them. They are gifted. They're nothing. When Shah Rukh Khan comes, you can sense it. When some Bachchan comes, you can sense it. That kind of, aura there. That's there with Mani Ratnam sir or Sajal Laban sir or Shankar, Director Shankar or Rajmouli. When they enter a hall, you will feel the vibration. It's a thing.
So when we were talking about a lot of involvement also when you're on the set, right? When you shoot a film and director have their own image, final output, you have your own output that you want to bring on the table.
Nobody has a final output. They're all searching. No, we are all searching. We go to a place and we behave like this is the first time we are making a movie, because that is how it is. So suppose he planned so much, a big actor like walks in, he is supposed to come and sit here, he'll come and go and sit there. So
that's what I was asking.
Nothing you can do about it, because that actor needs to act. He should feel the place. So you have decided something and put the camera, but actors comes and topple your idea. So you have to be ready to adopt it and tell the story. So basically what I understood is, you should not, I should not, I normally, instead of you, I would say, I will never think I'm some creative genius or anything like that. I always think I'm a fraud. Someday they'll find me. So that is a doubt I always have. So why these people are thinking I am going to deliver? Yes, I don't know anything about this. See, tomorrow morning I'm shooting a fresh film. We are starting in a very scene-wise. We have been shooting action like a warm-up so that we know the team. Now we are getting into scenes where we need to light. So my mind is full of how I'm going to light it, how to do it differently. It's not that you walk into set, put 2 lights, ready. We put the light, switch off, take the light opposite side. No, it's not working. And the actor comes, instead of here, he'll go and stand there. Then he'll let it change the light. The light has to look realistic. And, all these things. But yet stylized, yet you need to shoot it in a certain way. All these things are going on your mind. So you don't know what to do. You walk into set. You go with a biggest director like Mani Ratnam sir. He also said, what to do? Can we do it like this? Can we change the length? It's not the confusion. It's looking for the new way of telling the story, or frame it completely different from, not from others, from yourself. So each one is like a signature. Each one has got a style, which other person can't copy. For example, I had to go home once I was shooting Savariya, one song, one sequence. The track has been put. I shot some 15 take. Then that day shoot got over. Next day we had to shoot there only, but somebody passed away, the family. I left. My assistant was a big DP now, and he was sat there. Same lighting only. So Sanjay sir is shooting, and he is not happy about the way the camera pans. No, not only. I panned it in a certain time, rhythm. When the trolley is moving, I panned it in a certain way, which made the shot look nicer. But this timing was only the panning. A beat or 2 beats delay. So they are trying to adjust the other things. So this boy called me and said, sir, same place, same trolley pressure, same lighting, but it looks different. What did you do? Your timing of panning in a certain moment. I said, keyboard, you play, say 3 keys you play, the music comes. But not everybody can play these 3 keys. Your pressing time, how much you press, how long you press, all these things matter. So it is not easy to create your own image just because you know the keyboard. Like that only it is. So as a DP or a cameraman, everybody has got their own language.
So what advice you will give to a young boy who just came out of the college?
I'm young only. So
I'm asking about young guys who still ask questions that we want to make their career in film industry. What advice you would like to give to the young?
I say, don't watch web series at all.
Don't watch web series at all. Okay.
Because your language of cinema will go away. Because web series are coverages. Because they want to cover that per episode this much. So you start watching a web series, language for cinema is gone. Watch a lot of old classics, whether Indian or international. Each one will teach you. So what exercise I give to my assistants and all when they come, like I give them the downloaded script of Godfather. I tell them to buy a Godfather book and read first, and read the script once. Then you know how from a book how it changed to the. Then you watch the film. You watch the film as a film once. Then you watch it for cinematography. Then you watch it for sound design. Then you watch it for sound mixing. You watch it for the edit. Watch it for the color. Watch it for the lenses. Then go through all these things. If it might take 2-3 months, but it will completely open you up. Because if you take a classic director like Godfather, any angle, any way of storytelling, you learn a lot. Even now, whenever I see that film, I don't know how they light it, what kind of light they used, how far they kept it, how they got that extremely soft light, but it's not going on the walls. All these things are still fascinating. So that is what my advice is: you should continue watching good films, shoot as much as possible with a camera, not the mobile phone. If you shoot with the camera, your composition sense will change. So in Tamil, there's a word called Chitramam Kai Padakam Sandamidam Na Padakam. That means if you want to speak a beautiful Tamil poetry, you should practice every day. If you're a singer, you have to practice every day. If you're a cricket player, you have to go to practice every day. Yeah, why a Sachin Tendulkar or Virat Kohli need a coach? Why there is a coach? Because everybody makes mistake. We are all humans. Somebody will guide you. Because they are not under pressure. They're watching you. So they know what mistake you are making. But when you're in the middle of the storm, you will be making mistake. So to train, you have to shoot continuously. Shoot pictures, not videos or anything. Shoot pictures and see your composition skills. How there are now you get a lot of international books or everything, even online. You should read that continuously and understand cinema. That is about the language of cinema you'll understand. There's no particular language. You can shoot it any like Tarantino-ish or a Scorsese style, whatever style. That's your call. You'll have to find your own voice to tell this. So as a young cinematographer, I would say shoot more and do something daring that's not going to kill you. Maximum it will fail. That's okay. But you should do something different from what others are doing. So radical thinking is very important.
I'm really curious to know one thing. If I'm going to tell the young boy to watch the iconic films or the old film, but today they are dealing with the technology which was not there at that time. So if I'm going to tell them to deal with the old things, how he is not able, how he will handle the current things, which is because they are introduced to technology only these days. So that time film used to be in different style.
See, even now people shoot on film. That's a different thing. For example, now I would say if it was in film days, this light has been put for you, this light is put for me, or one more light put for another person. 3 characters. The scene is happening 2 days or 3 days. If I change the light, I can't color correct it in the post those days. So what I used to do, I used to take the bulbs and write, this is Mr. Bachchan's lighting. This is for Rani Mukherjee. This is for so and so, like that. Next day, I'll come and give to the lighting guy. Because the bulb age, like how many hours it was burned, is very crucial that time. So every light, we used to, check the color temperature and all this. Now we don't do. So everything looks same.
So, which director you enjoyed working with?
See, I worked with many directors, so I cannot particularly say this director only I enjoy. But nevertheless, Sanjay Leela Bhansali is very good to work with. Farhan was very good to work with, and Mr. Mani Ratnam is very good.
Which is the scene so far you have shot, the films you have shot? Which was the toughest scene you shot so far? This was my toughest part.
The first part, Virasat climax, I would say. Because there's dust and fan, they put. The entire fight climax was shot with a handheld camera. So that was a tough one. Next one is the UR also. It's tough one to shoot because in Calcutta heat and all the things. Physically exhausting. But on the whole, I would say filmmaking is not, shooting time is not tough because the day you get 2-3 good shots, then you can come back and sleep peacefully. The 3 shots are important. Like Director Priyadarshini used to say, don't take every shot beautifully. Then it'll be too sugary. So your good shots will not get an impact. So he says every day you shoot 3 good shots. In 100-day shoot, 300 good shots will be there. That in the edit, when it comes, it will make an impact. So it's like a musical note. Not everything is peak. Peak, let it go at some point and come down. Then only you can enjoy this music. Like that, is that your cinematography should be controlled like that. You should not throw all your cards the first time. These are the advice he has given.
And this is my last question. What is the most beautiful advice you've got from somebody which have helped you in your life?
That was from my brother. He said if your stomach is not good, like if you have a bad stomach, acidity or whatever, your brain doesn't function.
Okay.
Then that will reflect on your cinematography. You get developed headache, you want to go to toilet or whatever, you're disturbed. So he told me when I joined him as an assistant, if you want to have a long run, sleep early, get up early, and eat very, very correctly. Don't eat all the masala, oily food on the set because those days there's no toilets and the vanity vans are not there. So when you go out of the hotel for shoot, if you're coming back in the night, 10 o'clock also, you'll have to hold because there's no toilets available that time. So the eating has to be perfect. So if you come back home, drink and then you can survive for a certain time. You can't survive for long. See, this is my 40th year in the industry as a cinematographer. I'm still working in TV commercials to biggest films in the country. Now I am currently shooting Mr. Maniratnam's film with Kamala Hassan. So one of the biggest film. How? Because stay healthy. That is the most important thing.
And what is your biggest fear as a cinematographer?
Because whereas now the hard disk should not get erased. Earlier it happened. Like some DIT, like as usual, industry will not think DIT is an important person. Where abroad everybody is having either DIT is a very important person. That on Tamil film recently, 15 days work has been erased from the hard drive accidentally. No backup. So it can happen to anybody. So I always, worried about, say, this kind of thing should not happen. So I keep constantly checking my, hard drives are clean, new hard drive only they're, loading. So these things, earlier when you shoot, you'll have to process in the lab. So we'll have to wait in the lab in the night and see the print and okay, only we'll come back. Then only we can remove the set. Otherwise, set will be waiting till we process and print it. So only person who has seen that imagery is in the eyepiece. So another thing is now I find it very strange to operate through the monitors, outside instead of viewfinder, when you're looking through a viewfinder, magic happens because you're closing your eye, so you don't see anybody's talking, somebody is going in. You don't get distracted, first of all. When you put your eyes inside the thing, your world is there. So then you can see cinema is happening. So when you see in a monitor like this, there's one guy is taking chai, then he's saying, I want to have this chai. Like some assistant that was running, whether he'll come into the frame, you think so you're distracted from the actor's performance. You're constantly looking around something, one car is going, nice car, all these things. Your mind is gone. But when you're shooting here, you're 100% concentrating. That is why I hate cameras without viewfinder. I have to look through the camera and operate. So that's it.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for being part of Impact Stories. And I'd still want to say, if you have any questions, you can ask.
What is the sir's approach to any script, like creating that world from the lens?
So when I get a script and you read it, I first listen to the director first, how he is looking at it. Now, everybody has Google. They have reference and show it to us. Sorry. But earlier, we used to find our own images, which is more original. Because it's not... So set means art director will draw. Costume means costume designer will bring cloth and he'll stitch. And there's no drawing or maybe a draw and show. Now, they download and give an image. So that is what happens. And nowadays, people don't approach the film like that.
True that.
Someday, Google shut down. And half the filmmaker can imagine only. Because they stopped imagining a visual of a... say, suppose if you're saying, you're sitting here, how this light will happen, I should imagine. Instead of looking at somebody's work and try to recreate it. So 90% of the TV commercials are reference based. So there's nothing original about it.
You're saying the digital age is killing the talent, the craft and the beauty.
No, you are not even...
Creativity, I can say.
You're not even imagining anything on your own.
You're just downloading.
You're downloading and copying. So that is when you read a novel, say I keep a novel, when I read it, I can imagine a world in my head, which is mine. My understanding, my data from my past is what, suppose a 5-star hotel means I know which 5-star hotel in my mind.
Right.
But if you read it, you will see a different 5-star hotel. So if a hero is walking, you see it differently. So your imagination is on your own. Now, if you give a script, ChatGPT, you put it, it gives an image. So you're not even thinking. So that section is getting, So I want to paint a painting. I ChatGPT paint and give you this.
Yes.
There's no fun. If you draw an ugly line also, it's fine. It's yours. You make an attempt. That's what I'm trying.
Don't you feel that AI will jump in and everyone
Everything will happen. It's
how you guys will be relevant to
it's inevitable. Say people made Sholay without a walkie-talkie, without a mobile phone. So people made great films. There's no need of all this equipment. So like Chris Nolan doesn't have a mobile phone. It doesn't mean he's not making the most technical film in the world. So what is the bullshit it has? So how we survive without mobile phone? We used to remember hundreds of number. Now I don't remember my voice number. because she has two phones. So I remember one number only. So it's as bad as I don't even remember mine other number. I have two numbers. So I let it dial and see which number it was. So you shut your brain. So it become.
You're saying don't kill your creativity.
See, that is what when a script somebody gives, don't jump and Google. Think little bit on your own. Try to do a storyboard. It can be like this and that. It may not be the world's best. At least it's your original. You don't download from short deck and show it to the director and say this is what we'll do. He is also will be happy because somebody has put their heart and soul and figured out what something and they tip. So that's why none of us Indian cinematographers couldn't even reach international level because of that. The lack of originality. Yeah, heavily influenced by the writing. See, for example, I saw recently one film, an Hindi film, and everybody is in the blue color tone, in the night, evening-ish. We don't have toilets long time. Toilet is only for half an hour we get. And the whole time they're in gloomy weather and that. We don't have that. We are sunny place. We have scorching sun. Heat and dust is our culture and our land. If you tell a story like that, the minute you see an imagery like a wintry looking imagery in Bombay, then you are thrown off from the film. You are not connecting with these characters at all because they are not real people. They are suddenly look like aliens. So
Agree.
the minute you take it away from the reality of that, like they say, no, in America, Hollywood, they make fun of Hollywood. They put Hollywood, say Mexico means warm tone. Sun is not in warm tone there. So, like period film means warm tone. Period time sunlight was the same color spectrum as there. So nothing was changed. So if you see the greatest film like Braveheart or which one for Oscar for cinematography, it is not color toned at all. Roger Dickens, any film, it's not color toned. It's all true to the color only. You don't just nowadays a lot of color lights are available with your iPad and iPhone. You can control them. All these lights. So just because that is there, every TV commercial if you see they all shoot with just color light. Color lights there, not in our country. If you go to Korea, you'll see that. Japan, you'll see it. Or we don't have color light. See, we are sitting here. Where's the color light coming here? There's nothing. But if you start putting it, then that is not looking anywhere relatable. Like, and my wife is not a very cinema person. Or she was watching some TV commercial coming on the television. Car commercial. She said, these car commercials they're making, they don't make cars for families, is it? They always go in Ladakh kind of place in the night, they drive, random as kid, the kids are shouting, they go to forest. Whose family doesn't, cars normally go to shopping, buy vegetables and come. Those kind of drop the kids in the school. That is why the cars are used for. I never seen a one car commercial. So she said, no car commercial I remember. Because it doesn't tell anything about the everything like a mobile phone commercial only. All cricketers are doing mobile phones. You don't know what brand is, which actor is done. Nothing. Everybody is doing everything. Every phone has been shot like that. Camera is rotating. Every camera can take this, they're saying. So recently I went to buy I'm not an Android guy. So I went to buy an Android phone to one of my friend's birthday. Because he's so I went to the shop, then I realized which phone is. I shot a couple of ads. Oppo or whatever, Vivo and different brands. I don't know which one is the best. Because all are shot in the same style. So I called few of my friends. Each one is giving different opinion. And I bought something, the shopkeeper said, I said, pack it and give it. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't stand out like an apple.
Agree. Any more questions?
Sir, how do you break down a scene, like short division wise, lighting wise, like what is your approach?
See, normally I ask the director, um, first of all, we ask the mood. Secondly, as the director, where do you start the scene? A lot of people, what they do is they don't think cinematically. They think one jib coming down, two mid shots, two over the shoulder scene over, like that. They don't start a scene really cinematically, tell a story in a different way. Maybe one person is shaving and the other character comes in the reflection and they say something, they go out of the frame and the dialogue comes from there. Again, they enter like that, like the Woody Allen shot of, Manhattan or... So those kind of, language that very few directors tell us. So unless it is Sanjay Leela Bansali, unless it is Mr. Mani Ratnam or Farhan Akhtar, others will let you do. So you have to figure out your own visual take on and the story and start shooting it. So that's how I approach it. So short breakdown and all, it comes with the actor's performance. When an actor come and perform, you want to see their eyes, you won't put the camera there. So you need to stay away. We take a Dune kind of film. I watched Dune 2. It's primarily here. It's so close. And IMAX, because the faces are so much of story to tell. There are few wide shots, and the rest is... example is opening of Dune. Everybody is watching. And how they choreographed it. I don't know what lens he shot it. The one person comes, the other character comes, and the other character gets up. All these things, focus shift only happening. I don't know how the camera moved. You don't see anything, but in close-ups, people are in different sizes, and they're all sitting in the dune, looking. That sets the tone of the storytelling. That is what it is.
Thank you, sir. Thank you to be
Thank
part
you.
of our show. Thank you so much.